Hello and welcome to the United Devil channel with me, JB. Hope we're all doing really well today. Match day, match kickoff in roughly about half an hour. And I hope we're all doing extremely well today, 9th of August 2025. Last pre-season game, which I think is really important to note. So De Gea is back as well, which is always nice. Hence the top as a good farewell to him. Obviously, I think what happened to him wasn't the best and probably quite disgusted by many of us. So yeah, so I hope you're all doing really well today. Hope you can join me for the watch along. Obviously on the Manchester United website, that's where you can watch the game. So if you have just joined, I have put the team up. So the team starting today is Beyinda in goal, Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Ahmad, Fernandez, Casemiro and Dorgu, Mbeumo, Mason Mount and Cunha. So Mbeumo and Mason Mount as the number 10s and Cunha up front. I'd love to know what you think about that. So I think what is obvious is that we're going to be using Cunha and utilising him as a backup striker. And clearly Amrin likes Mason Mount as well. So there are other things that we can go through in between now and when the match starts. So again, as I'll always say, if you want to get into the chat, this is one of the best communities, one of the best chats. We go through so many different things on here. So even if you want to get into the chat, that's absolutely fantastic. One thing I will say, we don't mind a little bit of banter on here. I am not a dictator. I try not to ban people as much as I can, but of course, from time to time, that does happen. All I'm asking for really is just to be respectful in the chat to one another. And of course, if you are brand new to the chat, then obviously get involved. We like a bit of banter on here. I try not to stifle your opinions. I truly believe that different opinions are the best. We don't always agree on here, but I think it's really important to consider everybody's opinions and views. And as I say, we're not always going to agree, are we? So if you have just joined, welcome to the channel. In goal, we have Beyinda, Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Ahmad, Fernandez, Casemiro, Dorgu, Mbeumo, Cunha and Mason Mount. Now, again, it's fair to say Shesko has been announced and there is a statement on that. So get into the chat what you all think about that. So that has been there today. There's a load of other things to go through between now and then, and anything that you wanna discuss as well. So just welcome to the chat. The match kicks off in about half an hour, exactly half an hour, so we can start going through some stuff. So one of the first things I guess I wanted to get onto is the Donnarumma stuff. So I am gonna credit somebody on this. I'm gonna credit on X Transfers United on X in regards to this. So this is to do with Belieber. Okay, so we will go for Belieber and well, there's two things here that we can go through. So the Donnarumma thing, so we can go through that first. So as we all know and has been out there, and we've discussed on this channel as well, is that he's available for £26 million. Now, wonder how we all feel about that. Now, the interesting thing on this as well is there seems to be a transfer structure now in place. So I wonder whether or not he'd be able to fit into that. Now, we can discuss that, but I'd love to know your thoughts on that one and whether or not you think that we should get him. As to Martinez, I don't necessarily think that one's done yet. I think potentially that one could still play a hand in this one, particularly if we are going to spend 26 million on this player. So Donnarumma is not going to be offered a new contract. So where he stands at the minute on this is that he's going to either run his contract down, which he probably will do, or will PSG look to cash in on him. Now, according to Transfer United, there is a possibility of a loan deal. Now, I wonder how we'd all feel about a loan deal. I think that would be worthy of investigation if we could get him on a loan deal. Now, whether or not we would pay the whole of that amount. Now, he is on roughly about £214,000 a week. So I think offhand he's going to be a very expensive keeper, and obviously we would have to break this seemingly new structure in place. So as it transpires, I did talk about it yesterday, and I can't remember the actual price unless it is on here, which I think it is. So Benjamin Sesko, and I think this again it is fair to say, I'm going to say this, that like many others, we remain calm on here. We logically spoke about this weeks and weeks ago, and we did say on here. So I follow somebody called Ross Harwood on this one, who went early doors on this, while everyone else kind of was alluding to the fact it may happen, it may not happen, and we kind of logically, and I did, because it did fit in with basically what I thought, and we went and we remained calm on here about it as well, that we felt that Sesko was going to come. We spoke about it in the chat, we spoke about loads and loads of strikers in this community. We held firm and we went with it really, really early. So just to give you a caliber of the chat that we have on here, is that we talk about this stuff and the intelligent chat that comes on here. So Sesko is come in at 160k, which I think is brilliant. Normally we probably would have tried to throw a load of money at this Sesko deal, and we haven't. He's fitted into the structure at 160k a week. I've no doubt that there are incentives involved with here. And one of the things that we did say about that is, don't forget that when he comes to this club, there's brand deals involved. Him as a brand will explode. Now he's going to have access to a billion people, endorsement, and his Instagram and whatever else he has as well is going to basically explode. So in terms of that, in terms of visibility on the player, this is going to be absolute crazy for him. So Sesko is absolutely fantastic. So he has officially signed. I don't know if he's been presented on the pitch yet. I don't think he has, but I come a little bit later on the stream than I would like. So there is a press release. I'm not going to go into it all, but there is a press release from United that basically says that Benjamin Sesko has signed for the club. They're pleased to confirm that Sesko has joined the club subject to registration, which he'll do that. The Slovenian has signed a contract until 2030. Of the past 2 seasons, he scored the most goals of any player under the age of 23 in Europe's 5 leagues. The 22-year-old scored 21 goals and registered 6 assists for Leipzig during the last season. He has already been capped 41 times, 16 goals for Slovenia, become the country's youngest ever player. Sesko has said, the history of our club obviously is very special and what really excites me in the future. When we discussed the project, it was clear that everyone is in place for the team to continue to grow and compete at the highest level. For the moment that I arrived, I could feel the positive energy and the family environment that the club has created. It is clearly perfect place for me to reach my maximum level and to fulfill my ambitions. I cannot wait to start learning from Ruben, connecting with my teammates to achieve the success that we all know that we are capable of together. And I think that is an absolute fantastic. Good day, JB, and all here. Gavin Underwood, my friend, becoming a little bit of a legend of the chat there. Hope we are doing really well. So I think it's really important to acknowledge Sesko as well. So obviously before we start talking about other things, I think it's really important to acknowledge that today, the fact that the amount of Newcastle fans who are so salty on this one, they are so, and I never had a problem with the Newcastle fans, to be honest with you. And one of the things that I think that, and it's really easy to do, is that they're getting so above their station that is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I am all one for, we're all fans and whatever else, but what I've experienced recently is a load of salty fans. Now, if you listen to a load of them, and I mean, we basically were trying to buy it and they were never going to come to us, and the only way that they would for example, Shesko was going to come to us, was if we bought him and we offered him the most money, and that's the only way that he was going to come to our club over there. Now, what's really funny to me more than anything else is that they offered more money to the player, they offered more money to Leipzig, but ultimately what happened was he came to us because he believed in our club, even though we finished 15th. Now, what does that go to show? Now, I'll get into it a little bit more within the match, and we can sort of talk about the Carrington thing as well. So I did watch that, and I have to say I'm very, very impressed at what they've done there. But the Shesko deal does sort of, for me, is a little bit of a watershed moment for me. Is, does that mean now that we are trying to come back as a club? You know, are we now starting to see this best in class? Or are we starting to see, you know, after a really tumultuous and sort of bad start to the window, what's kicked us into life? Is it because other clubs have kicked us into life and we've realised now that we need Champions League money because everyone else is going to start to basically go a sort of head of us, and it's not acceptable. So this Shesko deal does feel like that. So he's unveiled. I think we need to celebrate it. Salty fans and the media are going to spin it around. And I've already heard this. I've already heard United fans say this as well, was that we haven't learnt our lesson from Højlund. You know, looking at this statement, you know, this signing is completely different to the Højlund signing, as it says that he's an international. Big up JB, as Danny B, legend of the chat. I hope you're doing really well, my friend. So Shesko, even if he's not pulling up trees in terms of numbers of goals scored last season, okay, this kid under 23 years old, and only 22 by the way, in May, has played for his country 28 times. He has played in the Champions League 28 times. And you've got to think about this experience. To have that experience in such a young kid, at some point he's going to kick on. So as much as everyone else now can be salty, and Newcastle, Arsenal were looking at him, they tried to get him, they couldn't do the deal. Obviously, they pivoted to a fantastic player, and that cannot be said that he's not a fantastic player. Newcastle tried their hardest. They chucked everything at this player to get him, and now he's our player. So I think it's really important to acknowledge that today. I think I can be accused of it as well, is that I try to move on to the next. I think we need to move on. I think we do need to hold this club accountable to move on for new players. But saying that, ultimately, Shesko is signed. Today he's going to be unveiled on the pitch, and I think this is one that we need to celebrate. We actually won a battle, and I think that's really important to say that. So the Donnarumma thing as well now. So as we just said there, transfer United on X, who I believe have been pretty good on a lot of other things. So there are two things really to talk about from them. Is number one, the keeper situation. So the Donnarumma thing. So potentially we could sign him on loan. Would the deal be difficult to do? Would we want to pay 26 million up front this year, or would we try to get him on loan, basically with an option to get him on a free next season? Now, obviously there is a wage structure within the team as well. So I think the wage structure, I think max is probably around that sort of, you know, that sort of 200k mark. I think possibly is that sort of maximum amount, and we are trying to get these players underneath that. So for him to come to the club, you know, he is on 214. That would break the structure. So it really depends, I think, on would we bring him in on that wage, but we've signed him on a free. So potentially, you know, you could spin it that way. Would we, I think, potentially get him to bring that wage down, because the only way that you could afford that wage, and there are structures in place, is Saudi. Is he going to go to Saudi at that age? I'm unconvinced and don't necessarily think he will go to Saudi. So I do think transfer United, I do think there is something in that, and I think we're all clambering for a keeper. I think the upgrade is too big not to consider. I think as an option, I think it is too too good of a chance to turn down. But I do think that if we are going to look to spend that sort of money on a keeper and that investment on one of the best keepers in the world, who could be here for 10 years, it means that we are in the market for a new goalkeeper. I think that is pretty true. So I just think that as an option, I think that's something that we need to discuss. Chip Play says, "Hello, did you hide me?" No. In essence, no. I will reply you in the chat. Nope. Let me go. Nope. Let me check in the let me check in my settings. I don't think I have. Let's have a little look. Chill. If that has happened, that wasn't on purpose. That happened to Jay as well. So I don't know. Jay's experienced that as well. But let me have a look. Let's have a little look. So we are 2 subscribers away from 7,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, we're on the journey to 7,000. Let me have a little look, Tulip, because I certainly didn't hide you whatsoever. Let's have a look into the settings. Community. Nope. Nothing in there. Nope. Save that. Actually, I really don't know. No, I've not hid you, and I think anyone else has. I've looked at the settings, and you're definitely not hidden in there. So I don't know what's happened, and I can only apologise if that has happened. I don't know how that's happened. So if you have just joined, the team is Biinda, Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Ahmad, Fernandez, Casemiro, Dorgu, Mbermo, Cunha, and Mason Mount. The bench is at the low. Delict, Hoyland is on the bench. Heaton, Luke Shaw, Ugarte, Obi, Fredrickson, Leon, Mainu, Collier, and me. So that looks like that is the team. And again, let's be. Shesko is signed now. He is done. He just needs to register, but he is our player. Let's be clear as well, and I do need to be fair and consistent on this, is that other than Mbemo and Cunha, we still have the same team that finished 15th last season, and we can and we can spin a yarn, and we can say whatever it is that we like. So I'm looking for progress today. I'm looking for a team that's going to do what we did against West Ham, Bournemouth game, and the Everton performance. I do not want to see that. I want to see discipline from Fernandez again, and that's what I want to see today, is that. So match day, we've got to be happy with that. Premier League starts next season, so we really need to be seeing something. Obviously, there is another week to go, but we need to be seeing something, really need to be seeing something from this game today to give us confidence and to give the team confidence to go into the next match. I was trying in the last couple of streams, but nobody was replying to my comments. I thought I was hidden. All good. I don't know what's happened. As I say, it sort of happened to Jay as well. So I don't know what's happened there. So other points to note as well. So I'm just giving credit there where credit's due. Transfer United. So the Donnarumma thing. So I think potentially there, I do think there is room to manoeuvre. The problem right now is the wage structure. So I'm not. The mod spanner has gone as well. Yeah, I'll have to. Yes, Danny B, I'll have to take a look at that. I am going to change the mods around at some point. I don't know what's happened there. I will take a look after the stream. I don't know what's happened there with that. As I say, it's happened to a couple of people on here. I will take a look at that. I am going to change the mods around at some point. Let me just tell you what I'll do. Let's have a little look. There you go. Do that. All right. Let's do that. So, Belieber update. So where we are on the Donnarumma thing. I'd love to know what you think. Do you think we're going to get him? Do you think we should get him? Do you think the wages are slightly too high? So bearing in mind we do have a wage structure in place and a cap on the wage, and I think for him to come into the club, I think he needs to bring that salary down. There are ways that we can make it back up to what he was getting paid before. So I think there's a conversation to be had there. At this point, I don't know. I think if there's an opportunity to go and sign this player, I think we absolutely have to. But I don't know right now whether or not that's something that we're going to do within the wage structure. So I think that's got legs in it. Now, Belieber is the one, isn't it? So again, transfer United. Give credit for them for that. I'll just repeat. So United are in talks with Brighton to sign Belieber. There's an agreement in principle between United and Belieber for a contract until 2030. If we can get a top 5 player in their position under 30 mil, I'll be willing to give him a big wage. But the problem with that now, Tulip, one of the legends of the chat, is there's a wage structure in place. And I think we'd be prepared to give him a big wage. I think his wages are too high. I doubt we'll get him. It will probably be Lamens. And this is a really good discussion point on that. This is what I think I was saying. How much does he want? So his current salary is around 214 to between 208,000 and 214,000. Now there is a wage cap in place. I think this is if you're going to look at the highest players, you've got 195 for Delit. Cunha's on 180, Shesko's on 160, Xerxes 105. I do think a wage cap is the right thing to do here. Liverpool have it. I think City have it. So I think these days of us overpaying and overpaying in this wage structure, which does fit into what Ineos are trying to do, the football side are trying to do, and I don't disagree with that. I think at some point you need to say no, and we've been clamouring for this for a long time. So whether or not, I think one of the ways we could do it, if we think about this from a logical perspective, I think that we probably could do it in terms of we could do a lower wage, but as we've already spoken about, you come to this club and the profile of your brand increases. You have an Instagram, a TikTok, etc. Then you almost can get that back just from that. The bonuses for clean sheets, example, and I'm in favour of this. I don't agree with Ineos on much, but I really do agree with a wage cap. I do think this is, and unless it's you get a world-class player on a free, and is he a world-class keeper? I think he's there or thereabouts. But if you are going to bring in a wage cap, then you need to maintain that wage cap. So I can't have it both ways. We can't have it. I've been clambering and shouting about this amongst my friends for a long time, that we need a wage cap. And if we brought in a wage cap, then I truly believe that we can't break that wage cap. And then it forces players who actually want to come and not come in just for the money. They will be recompensed fairly, like the bonuses, Champions League. So it gives them something to fight for as well. So I'm all in favour of this. How much does he want? 215 is less than Mount. Donner is worth, especially when the transfer fee is so low. Lamens is not close to Donner's level. Yeah, I agree with that, but I think then there needs to be a line drawn in the sand. Maybe the old part of me would go, 215 is less than Mount, but Mason Mount for me represents so many bad things. He represents an absolute terrible deal. The guy's barely played for 2 years, and he's in too much money, and he's got the number 7 shirt. He's not earned any of that. So I agree. I absolutely think if he doesn't want to fall under the wage cap and he doesn't want to play for the club, maybe he comes in on loan, finds out what it's like to play for the club, and then if he then wants to leave, then fine. The cap is 300k though. Bruno with 250. Dunn would be in that cap. I don't know if if the cap is 300k, I mean, you almost go. I'd love to know what the wage cap is. Is it 300k? I don't I don't think it is 300k. It might be. If you've got information to say that it is that, then that's great. But Fernandes, just because Fernandes is on a higher amount, you look at Rashford is gone. His wages are gone. You know that. So Casemiro again, he's only going to be here for a year. So I think that wage cap is being really really brought down. Fernandes on whatever he gets paid, is it far too much? But he was here before the deals were made. So I do think a wage cap is coming down. And I think 300k possibly. I don't know the official wage cap, but looking at the figures, I'm going to say between 200 and 250. But I do think that Ineos are looking to bring those wages down. Or would they break it? I think maybe we're going to see that. But I do think that, and he is a senior player, and if he's going to come in for a low fee, but this is where we're going to see now these wage caps come in. We're going to see what Ineos are trying to do. So at this stage, I think it's a case of we don't know, right? But I think that we possibly could do a loan deal. I would like to see a keeper come in now, particularly as we've gone about this. So I really want to see that happen. So let's see the next couple of days. If you to ask me whether we're going to get this keeper, I don't know. Unlike Shesko, where logically we can kind of think about these things and sort of make it happen. At the same time, I think it's a very is it a tricky deal to do? I don't necessarily think it's a tricky deal to do, but I do think it's going to be expensive. I don't think it's going to be 26 mil. That's it. I think there's going to be agent fees involved. He's a Riola old client, and they've got that team in place, and they are notorious for wanting big fees. So I'd like to get this keeper in. I'd like to get this deal done, but I don't think I actually think the Belieber deal will be easier to do than this. And you may call me crazy and mad on this one, but I do think the Belieber deal will be easier to do than this one, because it's just a case of convincing the selling club to sell, and Belieber's already on board. There is, again, I'll go back to this. So Transfer United, there is a little bit on Belieber on here as well. So Belieber has already agreed in principle a deal with us. I do believe he wants to come to the club. I'm more confident of this deal at a higher price than I would be on that particular deal. I'm just going to see what else is out there for the game starts, and then we can really focus in on the match. Let's have a little look, see what people are saying on this before the match starts. Do a bit of a quick one today, not as prepared because family and stuff like that. So I had to do some other bits and bobs. See what Romano's saying. We've got Ten Hag talking today as well. Not a lot going on there. We do have now pictures of Shesko coming out, which I think is brilliant. Shesko signing his contract. So as we've spoken about at the top of the show as well, Benjamin Shesko signing exclusively for the club. What have we got? Okay, so Ross Harwood, this is somebody that I've followed as well. So a quick update on Belieber. Brighton are showing willingness to negotiate price as Belieber has made it clear he's keen on the move. Plan for talks to continue this coming week to find a solution. Clearer picture if agreement can be found. Brighton will not stand in his way, down to the clubs to agree a fee. So I am more positive. I think that the funds are there to do the Belieber deal, and then I almost think we are now going to try to get these deals done, and then we'll get rid of our bomb squad towards the end of the window. And I'd love to know what you all think about that. So JB, do you think we'll get Belieber? I do. I again been logically thinking about this like I did with the Shesko deal. So what Tulip's saying, if we sign Belieber, that team would compete, but I don't think we can afford both. With Højlund being benched today, is Ruben hinting at him to do one so we can sign Belieber? Yeah, I do believe that. I think you're spot on there. I'll come back to that as well. Do you think that we'll get Belieber? Yes, I do. I'm now in the camp, and obviously you can say what you like, but I'm 90 mil with an add-on maybe gets it done. I like Ross Harwood transfer United as well. I'm beginning to like them as well. There are people that you get drawn towards, and you start believing. I tend to go with I I consume as this chat does it. If you get into this chat is an amazing chat. Issue is we struggle to sell, and again you are making some good points there. One of the things, and the match is about to start, so one of the things that I will say is that logically, from my perspective, I consume so many different things, right? I think the club have used the journalists fantastically this world to unsettle players, and I think that's what they've done with Belieber. They've gone, if we don't get him this year, then that's it, he's gone. So I did put a post in, there are the likes of Edison, Wharton still out there, Luis still out there, Steelers still out there. And I do think we are. I think Adam Wharton is going to be lined up as well. But I think Belieber is the deal we're going to do. I really do believe. Not only is it a statement signing, as we've spoken about before on here, this financially makes sense for a kid so young. In Burmo, he's now coming out on the pitch as well, being clapped. He's now going to learn what this is all about. So he's just been absolutely clapped. And Belmo is coming out. So, Belieber, I'll try and finish off what I was going to say. So, from a financial deal, I think it makes total and utter sense. You spread that over 5-6 years, like amortization. He could be for 10 years. You sign him for 90. I will pause there. Here comes Shesko on the pitch. He's being clapped. He looks absolutely huge. He's got this massive round of applause from the team. Old Trafford is going crazy. He's got a big smile on his face. He's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. 22 years old, 6'5", played 28 times in the Champions League, scoring 8. Played for Slovenia 28 times as well, I think it is. Scored 16 goals. It's salty players are going to say what they like about Shesko and these players, but and we do still need a Belieber and a goalkeeper, and but Belieber to finish it off. The deal makes sense to me. Again, looking at it in my mind, looking at it from a financial perspective, looking at it from an age perspective. So for me, there's a couple of things that I go by where things make sense to me. Is the age of the player? He's young enough. The money involved, yes, it seems high, but if you even if you pay £100 million for a player of that age, I do think the value's there. You spread that over 5 years. The amortization, the wage of the player, it's on 12,500. He's gonna, you give him 100k, he's gonna be happy. So he's not going to be difficult to sell. It just makes complete sense why we would do this deal. I do believe that we can afford to do this deal. But as Tulip Play says, I do think we would then need to sell. But I think what we're going to do is going to get our play like big clubs do. Go and get our players first. Get these in place, and then we can then go and sell the bomb squad that we don't want. So for me, I am of the opinion, like I was with Chester, and you heard this first. I'm pretty much all in on Belieber. I do think that we will get this deal done. Goalkeeper, I think, is up for debate. I'd say I'm more 50-50 on that deal, even though I do believe that we want this goalkeeper. I believe that we are now 50-50, but I'm in Belieber's camp. I believe that this is going to get done. Toxic says, hello, Toxic legend. Where's Højlund? Højlund's on the bench. A little bit on Højlund before the match starts. So Romano's basically come out and said the door's open to a loan for AC Milan. We're going to basically kick him out. Now, there is a couple of things that have come out that I don't like from Luckhurst in the Manchester Evening News, basically saying that Delo and Bruno at some point and Garnacho were not passing to Rasmus because they felt it was a lack of quality, petulance, etc. And I don't like that. I mean, Højlund, for me, you can clearly see he's a frustrated player. Maybe we can talk about that at some point as well. But there's some stuff starting to come out now about Højlund, and it feels like they're trying to force him out. And he is a kid. I do think he got a raw end of the deal, but Højlund is on the bench. So if you have just joined, I'm buzzing for the month. So if you have just joined and you don't know, you're not watching this live, the team is Binder, Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Delo, Fernandez, Casemiro, Dorgu, Mbumo, Cunha, and Mason Mount. I'm not going to make any comments at the moment on the team. There are 2 players in there I don't particularly want to see, but we're just about to kick off. Finally, so De Gea gets the send off that he deserves 100%. It's disgusting. I'm wearing this today in honour of him. I think it's the right thing to do. If I was him, I'd be absolutely livid. I'd be so annoyed with this. But he's got a send off which he should have had. 13 trophies. You know, he's gone. It is what it is. And at least he can have a smile on his face that the keeper that replaced him is nowhere near the quality of him. So, you know, amazing. This time next week, we'll be back here for a Premier League game. The Premier League's back and it's absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited about that. Danny B, I think so. Cheer with God, we could stay injury free. Man Utd Belieber midfield, starting for 6 years. So I was looking at the business Newcastle, Villa, Spurs have. Our 5th place rivals are not impressed at all. We can get 5th with Belieber. Chilip, I agree with you. I would demand it then. You don't spend this sort of money, but we do need a goalkeeper. I don't think we get 5th without a keeper. I don't, and I'd love to be proved wrong on that. But I genuinely believe that if we replace Onana, even with Lamens, I think we can get 5th. I really do. So I'm optimistic more than I was. I genuinely am happy that we've turned this round. The only way that we could turn this round this season was to do this sort of business. And as I say, some of you were saying, I was saying this window's a 5 out of 5, 6. Right now, I'm not going to be dissuaded from that because we haven't sold a single player. We are trying to get rid of players. So let's see if even if we get a Belieber and a goalkeeper, that's at least for me a 7. And you might think that's stingy, but these are players that we already should have had here. So I demand those sorts of players. I think that's standard business that we should be doing. And let's see what happens. So we're just about to kick off. It's nice to see Mbumo on the ball, Cunha up front. I'd love to know what you think about us using Cunha as this makeshift striker. So we're not playing with a striker. Højlund not playing tells you everything that you need to know. Højlund is going to go. In my opinion, Højlund is going to go. And we're going to kick off. So here we go. Straight away. I was going straight up. That's a great header. Cunha with the header straight away. Pressing. Go on, Dorgu. Here we go. Already on the attack. This is what we want to see already. It's what we want to see. Should plays. Yeah, I know I don't rate Onana, but I'd rather some Belieber and no keeper than an average midfielder. Belieber doesn't become available every summer. I agree with you. I do agree. As Danny B, catch up half time. Yes, mate. Enjoy the game. I sort of agree with that, but Tulip, if you want to win leagues, then you can't have a weakness in your team, or if you want to play 5th. So let's see. I think we will get a keeper. So Fiorentina bring this ball down. Ahmad. I'm on Ahmad. Fiorentina are already doing what the Italian leagues do, already on the floor, rolling around. Interestingly enough, in the Premier League series, we didn't see that at all. So let's see what we're going to do with this pressing. Offside. A little ball there. Bruno Casemiro pivot is not for me. Absolutely not for me. That's one of my big concerns today. So Mason Mount is playing as the 9, which is what they've just said. So Mason Mount is playing as the 9. Mason Mount as 9. I agree. Ahmad, his attitude is, I love it. It's fantastic. So Mason Mount in as the 9. We're gonna see some pressing. So we're looking at the pressing already. So Keane, that's a great tackle. Great tackle, Maguire. Nice. Heaven to Bienda. Let's see what we're gonna do. Nice Euro. Go on, Cunha. Nice. Euro's got this ball, obviously, looking for his little pass that he likes. We seem to be looking for this ball over the top again. Nice, Maguire. Lovely. Fiorentina have the ball. Not seeing that. We're not seeing that frenetic, super fast-paced start, but we are hunting Cunha, Mason Mount. Go on, Mason. Harrying, nice. And again, that pressing is working. Press work there. It's that harrying, it's that closing down that I do like. Lenny Yoro now with the ball. Oh, Lenny Yoro was a wasted pass, inviting that pressure on with Keane. Come on, Heaven, get closer. Cross in. Oh, headed for Moise Keane. So we're giving the ball away again there. So maybe this is still part of pre-season, starting to learn to play with these players. But giving that ball away again in the midfield, and what's happening again is that midfield, that is an issue for me. Dzeko with the ball out there. Lenny Yoro got the jump on him there. Moise Keane. So again, we need to get this ball down on the floor. It's very, very similar Everton at the moment. Old Trafford seems a little bit flat as well. What do we got? OB. Hey mate, I hope you're doing really well. Legend of the chat. Mount's playing out of position. He's playing now 9. Unfortunately, I'm busy this afternoon. My sister around, so drop the like. Cheers, buddy. Have a good one, my friend. Ball over the top. Nice. Okay. Already we seem to be trying to bypass the midfield. Old Trafford is very, very quiet. Really, you can hear it. It seems really, really quiet. Playing out from the back. Go on, Ahmad. Back to Heaven in our box. Maguire. Heaven and Maguire playing it in that box. Heaven and Maguire there trying to mess around with it in our box. One thing that it has that I haven't liked is that is players who are trying to show for these defenders. We seem to be kicking it long and bypassing the midfield. We seem to be keen trying to get it to our sort of front three. That's just a long kick there. Back to Fiorentina. Good header. Good header by Euro. Casemiro. Cunha. Mason Mount's going to chase it. Mason Mount means blocked off. I think this would be a good physical test for the team, particularly for people like Ahmad, for Mason Mount. Mason Mount as the number 9. In fact, the Haaland is not playing. I think that tells you everything that you need to know. I'll give Milan 35 and more for Rasmus. Drive him to the airport. United trying to win this ball back. Fiorentina are that smart Italian team that know what they're doing. That's a good ball there. Dorgu. Get him, Dorgu. Tackle. Tackle Dorgu. I'm liking that, seeing the defensive capabilities, as well as going forward as coming back as well. He's so quick. There's going to be a very limited amount of players who are going to get back against him. So fantastic there by Dorgu. Nice tackle. The game does feel a bit flat. It feels like it needs something. We're not getting this ball down. So if you have just joined us, welcome to the chat. I'm going to say this is the best community. It's absolutely amazing the amount of people and intelligent chats that we get on here. 1-0 to Fiorentina. It's come all the way through. Smashed home, 1-0 down. 1-0 down already. I want to see what happened there. Already 1-0 down. Shocking. It's gone completely over the top. Left unblocked. Dorgu and Maguire. Dorgu and Yoro, it looks like. Mixed up there. Absolute a dreadful goal to concede. Absolute dreadful goal to concede. So 1-0 to Fiorentina already. And this is what we're seeing already. And this is what I'm going to keep saying until we replace these players. Is that our players have gone to sleep. If we don't make a quick start against Arsenal, this is what we're doing. This is, again, dropped over the top. Against smart teams, we are going to get punished. We're going to get punished. We're going to get punished. Go on, Ahmad. Cunha. Ahmad. This is almost now what I want to see. This is almost now what I want to see is what's going to happen when we go a goal behind. And this is what I'm looking forward to see. I'm excited to see now what we're going to do when we go 1-0 down. And I am intrigued to see this. We've seen when we've gone ahead. We've seen when they've equalised, when the teams equalised. Now I want to see what we're going to do when we are now behind 1-0. Fiorentina are all over this. That's nice. Nicely cut out. Go on, Cunha. What's Cunha going to do? Sorry. Mbumo to Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Go on, Mbumo. This is nice. Mbumo to Ahmad. And if down our right-hand side, probing. Mbumo. Casemiro. Heaven. Come on, Dorgu. Forcing us back. Harry Maguire, that ball over the top. Dorgu now with the ball. Oh, I've been punished again. I'm not liking these constant balls over the top. Maguire's doing it. I don't know if that's something that he's been told to do. But that ball over the top, that's been one of the consistent things that I've noticed with this team is they want that ball over the top. Straight in. How is that not a foul? Oh, right, come on now, guys. Great ball over the top to Moises Keane. Is he offset side? Playing this high line. Exactly. We're not playing through the lines. If you have just joined, don't forget to hit the like button, favourite and subscribe. DJ Superfly Guy, welcome to the chat, my friend. Great to see us back to normal. This is... I can't say this enough. I celebrate the signings. And we all get carried away. And we all do. And there's talk of a Belieber and a goalkeeper. But we need to temper this, and that's much better. We need to play for these lines is much better. Is that we still have to go on, Cunha. Is that we still finished 15th last season. We still got the same team. That's right, Cunha. Go on, Fernandez. Go on, Dorgu. Great ball by Bruno. Get it. Fantastic. Well done. Unlucky. I want to see that more. But to temper expectations, this team finished 15th last season. Come on, Dorgu. Mount. Maguire. Maguire, please, please, please get this ball down. He's been playing through these lines. I'm not seeing this pressing. Casemiro to Euro, Fernandez, Casemiro, Euro. There's just nobody there. Just nobody there to pass to. Ball by Ahmed in Burma. That's lovely by in Burma. That's lovely by in Burma. Casemiro selling the play short again. Great ball. Great ball by Dorgu. Go on, Dorgu. Casemiro. Go on, Cunha. Go on, Cunha. Go on, Dorgu. Come on, Dorgu. Unlucky, unlucky, unlucky. We're so dangerous in these areas. Casemiro again with a short ball again. Absolute again. But what is clear from this already is that midfield position is they're playing through us in that midfield. That pivot is simply not working. I do think Baliba will add to this, but this is still a work in progress. What minute are you in? Let's see if I'm up to date. I think I'm up to date. Is this live? Yeah, I'm up to date. We're in the nearly the 14th minute. 14th minute, Superfly guy. Try and add a game timer to the screen at half time. At the half time, I just get a chance. So 14 minutes in, just 14 minutes in, and it is. I think already it's the same old problems. I'm glad we're 1-0 down in this preseason friendly. I want to see what we're going to do. So Fiorentina, playing that Italian kind of way, playing that arguing with every single decision, going down. You know, I'm happy to see that at this point in time. Midfield pivot looks non-existent. I'm not liking the balls over the top. We're not playing through the lines as much. I'm not seeing the pressing as much as we did. Fiorentina are pressing. Oh, Casemiro. I know people need games, but this persistence with Casemiro is just not right. I don't know if Amrin's doing it on purpose to show how bad he is, but he's like he's on a beach. I cannot be dealing with Casemiro. Casemiro's back on the ball. Terrible pass again. Casemiro's awful. I cannot. Will be the case if we still have Anana, exactly. Superfly, we should offer a trade. Take back to get. Yeah. Casemiro is always awful first half. But again, that's going to cost us. You know, Casemiro should be off the bench. This persistence with Casemiro, I don't want to see Casemiro. If it's a fitness thing, fine, but I don't want to see Casemiro. We know Casemiro. We cannot afford to throw away a first half. We cannot afford this. We cannot afford to do it. 100%. We just can't afford to do it. Baliba will add so much to this team. And I think this goes to show that even if you've got a front three that we've got, they can only do so much. And if the rest of the team behind them is the same 15th as the 15th team. Moise Keane has done really well there. Great ball through. This is a very experienced Italian team. So yeah, we've gone flat. We've gone 1-0 behind, and I don't mind Casemiro for 30 minutes off the bench. I don't even want. I don't even want him 30 minutes off the bench. To be honest with you, I think 30 minutes is far too much. Casemiro looks like he's on a beach. I just, he's not for me. Go on, Mason Mount. Go on, Mount. Go on, Mount. Well done, Mount. Fantastic. Well done, Mason Mount. Well done, Mount. I like that. De Gea nearly messed up there. Mason Mount. That's good pressing. So I'm liking that. Old Trafford feels really stinkily flat. It feels really, really flat today. I'm not hearing that much of a sound. I don't know what it's like there, but this feels really, really flat. We need to start to get a foothold in this game. We need to start to dictate the pace of the game, and we're not doing that. And go out to Euro. That's a good ball from Ahmad. And this is what happens when you don't play with a recognised striker. So I Tony Belmo. I don't quite understand. Casemiro is pushing up really high, so I don't know. It just brings gaps. It just invites gaps. It invites pressure. You still look very, very tired. Nearly 20 minutes in, can't really say I'm seeing anything different from the Everton game. I'd even probably say it's slightly worse because at least we were scoring in that game. Casemiro is past it. He's got no legs. He's going anywhere because that's where we're playing him. He's seeing out his contract. I agree with you completely, Superfly. I agree with you completely. Completely agree. It's like playing with 10 men, and they're just playing right through the middle. Casemiro's too far up. He's too high. He's providing no support, and then when they attack, they go right through the middle. That's another good ball. It's a good header. Right, Casemiro, now get this ball down. Great ball. Much better. Well done. Come on, Ahmad. Great work. In Burmo, sold him a bit short there. That he's not couldn't really do too much there. In Burmo does look a little bit off the pace. I think that's to be expected. He's got a free kick, but I am. And Burma's going to try and get this ball into the box. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's see what we can do. So we've got a corner on this right-hand side. Let's see if we can get this in. Come on in, Burma. We need something. We need to see something. Good ball in. Good ball in. Go on, Maguire. Maguire with a header. Ruben is obsessed with Casemiro, just Kobe and Ugarte at least. I'm not impressed. Casemiro, I don't understand. I do not understand this persistence with a Casemiro. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand this obsession with a Casemiro. Well done, Heaven. Excellent. Go on, Heaven. Go on, Heaven. I think Heaven was fouled there. That's a foul. That's a foul. That's a foul. Right, 22nd minute. Back to the goalkeeper. Yoro's got this ball. Burmo. Ahmad. Burmo. We cannot keep this ball under control. We cannot keep this ball under control. We cannot break the lines. We're not running through the lines. Casemiro. Ahmad. Casemiro. Fernandez. Ahmad. Burmo. And Burmo's clearly, I think he's trying to adapt. That's better. Go on, Dorgu. Go on, Dorgu. Go on, Dorgu. Go on, Cunha. Go on, Cunha. Go on, Mount. It's corner. That's much better. But we are lacking up front. I don't like this not playing with a striker. I don't like not playing with a focal point. We look better when we get the ball. If we got him 2-3 seasons earlier, he would have been better, yeah. But we'd still be in this position right now, I think. But we need to replace him. It looks like he's on holiday. He's not for me. So we need to start scoring from corners. We need to make these set pieces count. Go on. Go on. Yes! Get in there. Get in there. Is that Yoro or Casemiro? Lenny Yoro. Absolute brilliant. Go on, Yoro. Fantastic. Well done, Yoro. Absolute brilliant. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Much better. I don't think we're playing better, but when we get forward in those forward positions, we look dangerous. And I think we're going to score a lot of goals this season. A ton of goals this season. That was a laser header. Absolutely fantastic header. Brilliant. This is what we want to see. Lenny Yoro, absolute Rolls Royce of a player. Love it. Fantastic. Much better. Much better. Much better. Go on, Cunha. This is better. Now we need to build on this. We need to build on this momentum. Much better. Much better. Here we go. Much better. Lenny Yoro. It was an own goal. Looked like some sort of defense. I'm gonna give it to Yoro. Own goal, but Lenny Yoro. Love him. Well done, Yoro. Absolute brilliant. 1-0. So encouraging, not playing well, but we're scoring goals. So what I want was an own goal. I don't care, but we scored a goal. I'm on goal, but all right, fine. 1-1. So if you have just joined, 1-1. Corner. Yoro, in my opinion, scored it, but it was an own goal, so that's fine. Fiorentina scored first after about 5 minutes. That's brilliant. Go on, Dorgu. This is better. This is what we want to see. Go on, Dorgu. Go on, Dorgu. Well done, Dorgu. I love it. Fantastic. Come on, Ahmad. This is what we want to see. Go on, Ahmad. This is what we want to see. Go on, Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Much better. Go on. Fantastic, Ahmad. That's a corner, surely. Brilliant. This is what I want to see. So I'm seeing a response. Ahmad. I love Ahmad going forward so much. It's fantastic. It was an own goal. Look, come off defender's head. Dorgu is top player. Dorgu, Ahmad. Dorgu is just looking like a fantastic player. So it's 1-1. 1-1 if you have just joined. Binder in goal. Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Ahmad, Fernandez, Casemiro, Dorgu, Mbermo, Cunha, Mount. So far, average. In an inauspicious start, I think we are looking to press. I think what is obvious is going to take this team time to gel. That's a great tackle by Casemiro. Great tackle. Go on, Mbermo. Go on, Mbermo. This is fantastic. And mate, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Great tackle by Casemiro there. Showing his class. I still don't get why he's playing, but again, that's a great tackle by Casemiro. Brilliant. So this is better. This is much better. Much better. 1-0 down. Come back, scored a goal, and now we seem to be on the front foot, and this is what we need to see. We need to play with no fear, and we need to do this. This is what we need to see. This Old Trafford crowd's really quiet. It needs to get louder. I think at the moment, I think the usual suspects are playing well. Ahmad, I think, is playing fantastically well. Dorgu, I like Dorgu. So Yoro's been steady Eddie. Heaven, I think he's got a mistake in him. I like him still, and he's still a kid. I think he's still a fantastic signing. But Fernandez looks like he's been disciplined. This is what I've asked for. So he looks like he's been disciplined. So I'm liking that as well. So I think that's a positive. Go on, Mbermo. Great header. Go on. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. It's another corner. Not a bad little chance there by Casemiro. Commentator's curse or the channel curse. If he responds, let's see. I still don't agree with it, but let's see. Here we go. Come on. Nice ball. Go on, Mbermo. That's a great ball. A great ball, in fact. Oh, what a save by De Gea. What a save by De Gea. What a save. Lenny Yoro, point blank range. And who pulls off a save? David De Gea. And this is exactly why we needed him. And we shouldn't have got rid of him. What a great header. What a save. That is a fantastic save. Point blank at him. Should have been a goal. Yoro, great save. De Gea, oh, what an absolute save. Definitely he's going to shut us all up, isn't he, Casemiro? Do you know what? I hope he does. I hope he shuts us up. I don't think he will. But that is what a save. What a save. Brilliant save. I love that save. Well done, De Gea. I mean, obviously, he can have a save, but what a save. He's loving it. He's loving it. He's loving that save. What a save. Yoro, great header. What a save. What a save. What a save. Great save. And again, he palms it. He knows how to palm it. And he palms it away from danger. Brilliant. Great save. So here we are on the attack again with Heaven. Heaven to Fernandez. Heaven. Casemiro. Fernandez. Oh, Cunha. That is just ridiculous, mate. Great. Go on, Mount. Come on, Dorgu. This is much better. This is much better. Much better. Unlucky. Go on, Mbermo. That's right. Hot on the press. Go on, Ahmad. Yes. Clumsy again, but the pressing up front. When it gets to these front three, when the wing backs come into play as well. Quick ball over the top. That is well done there. Come on, Dorgu. Right. This is where we need to... Goodmanson, that's good. Get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out. We've got it out. Doesn't look very... I don't think it looks convincing, to be honest with you, but... Get this ball back. It's a great ball to Moise. Oh, unlucky, unlucky, unlucky. Fiorentina having a good spell of possession with Moise Keane. Coming down our left. Go on, Ahmad. Left Ahmad on the floor. Get it out. Unlucky. I've noticed there's a couple of times now where Moise Keane, who's not the best of strikers in the entire world, is they've been ghosting in behind Ahmad and Yoro, and I think some of your concerns is this back three that turns into a back five, and I think we need to be careful of that. You know, smart strikers getting in behind the wing backs, and they're doing it again. So they've done it a couple of times down that Dorgu and Heaven side, and they've done it again down that Ahmad and Yoro side. And Ahmad was just left on his butt there by Keane. So if you have just joined us, where we are, Bienda's in goal, Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Ahmad, Fernandez, Casemiro, Dorgu, Mbermo, Cunha and Mason Mount. Mason Mount is actually playing as the number 9. So there's no striker, no recognised striker on the pitch. If you're reading into it, which I think you should do, Højlund, I think he's going to move. You know, whether we like that or not, I think we need another striker. I think we're light on a striker. What is obvious right now is that pivot, Casemiro looks like he's the one going forward, and Bruno's been disciplined and staying in that position. But we are getting caught out down those left and right sides using the wing back positions. It looks like we are getting caught out with the ball between those lines and the ball over the top. But going forward, we do look good, but it doesn't look like we've got any penetrating points up front because we're not playing with a recognised striker. Mason Mount, you know, he's playing out of position. You know, he's doing the odd thing here and there, but Mason Mount is not a number 9. I think asking him to play there is goes to show why I think that if Shesko was to get injured, why we need another recognised striker. Lenny Yoro bringing this ball out. This referee's just letting these fouls go here. You know, he literally got pushed to the ground, and that should be a foul. So it's ridiculous. On the press with Cunha. Cunha's been very good in the press. Mason Mount on the press. Ball over that top again. Maguire giving that ball away. Moise Keane, as again, he slipped Moise Keane. Well done, Yoro. But again, what's consistent? What's consistent in this back three, and what we can discuss this at half time is that Lenny Yoro's pace has made up there, but he keeps drifting in between. They keep drifting in between the centre backs and the wing backs. Euro is different. He's brilliant. So 1-1, 36 minutes gone. I think it's much of the same. I think maybe we're a little bit better at the back. I can't really tell, to be honest. I think we look very similar. Mason Mount Oh, that's wonderful. That's brilliant. Go on in Burmo. Go on in Burmo. That's fantastic. Go on in Burmo. Go on in Burmo. That's unlucky. There were 3 players around him then. Unlucky there, but showing his pace. So there's been pictures of Mbermo's waistline when he lifted up his shirt. But tell you what, if you had any doubts about his pace, he's not fully fit. He's not fully fit just yet, which I think is a disgrace. But that's a conversation for another day. So Fernandez, that's a great ball. Cunha. Fernandez. I have to say with credit's due, this is a very disciplined performance so far by Fernandez. I like this performance. I like the performance. I don't like that pass from Dorgu. Go on, Fernandez. Maguire with a good header there. Casemiro. That's great. That's much better. It's much better. Maguire with this ball down now. I seem to be a bit more comfortable with this ball. That's a great ball by Fernandez. I'm liking this performance. Go on, Ahmad. I'm liking this performance by Fernandez. Go on, Ahmad. Great. Casemiro. United have grown into this game, playing much better now. Getting this ball to feet, much better. Much better. Need to keep this ball a bit better. Much better now. So they've definitely grown into this game. Fiorentina took the lead. I wanted to see a response, and we are getting a response. This is much better. Oh, Trafford is very quiet. Trafford is very quiet. Very quiet. Back to Maguire. Back to Euro. I'm going to go again down this Mbermo and Ahmad side. That's a great ball. Go on, Mbermo. That's a great ball, Mbermo. Great ball. Mbermo, wonderful run in there. And Bruno, another good ball there. He's not just spraying these balls. That's a great ball. That's a great ball. I'm liking this by Fernandez. This is what I wanted. This is what I asked for. That's a really good performance. Fantastic performance so far. I'm liking that. Go on in Burmo. Burmo looks tired and unfit. Great ball in. Oh, great header. Good header. I'm liking these balls in the box. This is much better. Much better. I'm liking the balls into the box. Getting more balls in the box. Ahmad and Burmo, I think are gonna play really well together. United with the ball back again straight away. Good ball over the top. But go on, Cunha. Go on, Cunha. Penalty. It has to be. Has to be. Let's see. Cunha again, making a nuisance of himself. Let's see if this is a penalty. That's a great run. No, that's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. To be fair, that's not a penalty. No. Yeah, that's not a penalty. United with the ball back again. United have definitely grown into this game, but we can't have these slow starts. This is much better. Heaven on the ball. That's a great ball. To Euro, that's another good ball. Ahmad loves this wing. He floats down this wing. Go on, Ahmad. Oh, great. That's really good between him and Burmo. Go on in Burmo. Casemiro. Good ball over the top. Go on, Mason Mount. Good for Tom. Unlucky. Unlucky. They're getting these balls into the box. This is much better. Much better. Absolutely, this is much better. I'm the grown into this game. I asked for a response. I asked for it, and I'm getting a response. This is so much better. If you have just joined, welcome to the channel with me, JB. I suggest you get into the chat half time. Get into the chat. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of the game so far. Who you think is playing really well. I've so far been impressed with Ahmad. I think he's having another great game. Mbeumo's doing some good stuff. Cunha's doing some good stuff. I like Fernandez's performance so far. He's been disciplined. And it's nice to see we're playing against a well-drilled, well-experienced Italian side. I like that. This is a really good test. Come on, Mason Mount. Great. Pressing again, forcing them into it's a great ball. Ahmad in the box. Go on, Mbeumo. That's a great touch. That's a great touch by Mbeumo. Pluck that out of the sky. Brilliant. Quick one to Lenny Yoro. If we could try and get one before half time, that would be great. Casemiro. This is great. Cunha's got the ball. Casemiro. Heaven. Mason Mount. We're not playing a recognised striker, so if you have joined or you don't know the team, Binder, Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Ahmad, Fernandez, Casemiro, Dorgu, Mbeumo, Cunha and Mason Mount. Mason Mount is playing as that number 9 position. I think they are switching. I think they're switching between nines. That's not the greatest ball there. To Yoro. Mason Mount. Great. But there's nobody in the middle. I like what he's trying to do there. Well done. On the break now. Come on, Cunha. Go on, Cunha. Cunha, I love Cunha. He brings his ball forward. Go on, Cunha. To Dorgu. Go on, Dorgu. Casemiro. Dorgu. Cunha. Ahmad. Ahmad, great ball. Nice. Well done by Casemiro winning that back. Mason Mount. Ahmad. Fernandez. No. Casemiro. No. Cunha. To Ahmad. Patient by Ahmad. Yoro. Go on, Yoro. Ahmad. Casemiro. Cunha. Brilliant. Much better. Much better. Going a goal down, managed to get a goal back. Should have had 2. De Gea made an absolute terrific, amazing, fantastic save. Really impressed by the second first half performance. And Mbeumo looking good. I'd love to know what your feelings are. If you've watched the game, what you think, where you think the weaknesses are. I think the weaknesses for me are obvious. We go in at 1-1. I'm much happier. My issue so far is with the start of the game, and is very much the same as last season. Superfly, Xerxes, is he injured? I think he is, mate. I think Xerxes is injured. He's not even on the bench. I don't think we're going to see Xerxes for a little while. I don't know where he is. Obviously, the injury is obviously quite significant enough, so he's not going to play. I would love to have seen Xerxes play, but I think my opinion on Xerxes, as we're talking about it on the subject of Xerxes, is that I think sadly he may be one of the ones that, for no fault of his own, and I don't think it is his fault. I think he had a good start to the season. I do think that he may be one of the ones that goes. I don't see where he fits into this team. I would keep him in this team. I don't think the experiment and I felt that in the previous game. Haaland is not starting. I think that tells you everything that you need to know. I don't think this experiment of not playing with a true number 9 works. Also, if yes, Shesko, is it Shesko, if he's not playing, we need a recognised number 9, and OB for me, I think he's too young to be a starting number 9, unless there's physically things that we don't know and he's fine, but I just don't see that myself. So I do like those sorts of number 10 positions. In Burmo, I think he looks a little bit off the pace. I think he's going to take him a couple of games to get in there. Cunha, I love how he drives the ball forward. I think he's having a great game. Dorgu, I think, started off really well. The ball's not really going down that side as much. The ball's going down the Ahmad in Burmo's side. So Yoro, Ahmad in Burmo, I like that side. I think there's is a good passing, good pace. Ahmad, I think Ahmad is fantastic. I think he's such a brilliant player. Not so much going back. It's a couple of times when Yoro and Ahmad, I think, have been caught out. The ball's been played through that gap. The goal came from a corner where Yoro and Heaven mixed up and they just floated in at the back. It's been a couple of times down the Heaven and the Dorgu side, just virtually because of the way that we're playing wing backs. The ball's going to go in between those spaces. I think Heaven for me, there's no doubt that he's a great player. I have no doubt he's a great player, but I don't think he's a starter just yet. I think he doesn't get close to his man enough. I think there are still some improvements that he can do. I mean, there's no doubt that he's a quality player. I'd have no doubts playing him. Maguire looks very comfortable, but it's a typical Maguire performance. Casemiro for me is a little bit. Casemiro is very up and down. I don't actually know what position he's playing. He seems like he's the forward. Danny B, big up DJ. Not bad first half. Need to sharpen up. A little hesitant on the ball. Yeah, we grew into the game. We should have at least 3 to 4 strikers. We need another if we're keeping Obi and Haaland as backup. Haaland's going, my friend. I'm convinced of this. Haaland is on his way. Fabrizio has, I think, confirmed this as well. I'll give you a little update on that as well. If you have just joined again, joining the best community on this platform, I believe. Intelligent chat, amazing. Please like, favourite, subscribe, get this out there. I think this is an absolute amazing community. Let's go through some of the highlights. I'll go through some of the things that I know today. So I'll give a big up to Transfer United on this one. So we'll go through some of the things that have come in today. So Belieber, and we can get our thoughts on Belieber. That now it's half time. The latest on Belieber is United are in talks with Belieber. It's thought to understand that there's agreement in principle in place between Belieber and United. It's just now a case of us negotiating with Brighton, and I think that's where we are on that one. I will just have a little bit of an update on that, see if there's anything else coming out on that one. Where are we on this one? So I'd love to know what you think if you're in the chat about how we're doing this game. I think that it's a better than a typical performance. It's better than the last performance, but it's still much improvement. It's still a lot of things to improve. Let's have a look, see what anyone's saying. Again, there's not a lot coming out there. From Fabrizio, check out Ross Harwood. Ross Harwood is an independent guy that I do like. He was bang on Shesko, and I like that. I like that enough. Again, quite quiet at the moment. So the Ross Harwood has quoted somebody else actually, so we can get into that. At United report, Belieber's agent does not mind reducing his commission to complete a move to MUFC. United could offer Brighton players that they may be interested. Belieber has a strong desire to join United, and this is from Andy Mitten as well, from Zane_Z7. So I don't know how you feel about Belieber, and to go back to Danny B, we lack a midfielder that can progress the ball through the first phases of possession, and I agree. But if you saw a couple of times of Cunha when he came back into our half and he was driving with that ball, and you look at those midfield players who pick it up when we do have the opportunity to drive the ball forward, but we don't do that consistently enough. True, Danny. Yeah, I agree. I think that you almost need that when you're getting attacked. You almost need that exciting, tackling, defensive midfield player who sticks in a tackle and then picks up the ball, has got the physicality to do that, and brings people forward. And I'm of the opinion, and I think I will be, and I've got the same feeling that I had with the Šeško deal. Danny B, love Cunha's pick up deep. Yeah, Cunha, he picks that ball up deep. The way we're playing at the moment, I think their numbers, their assist numbers, potentially will go down, and the goals will go down, be spread amongst the team. Who's been the most disappointing, JB? That's a good question, actually. Who's been the most disappointing to me so far? So I'll go through the team. Being done nothing that he could do for the goal. Euro, I think, has had a steady performance. He always looks like he's going to do something. Maguire, it's typical Maguire performance. I'll come back to Heaven. Ahmad, I think, has been brilliant. Going forward, he's great. He is disappointing going back, but he's not a defensive wing back. Fernandes, I think his performance has been great. I've been asking for that for a while. I like that performance. He started to do a couple of balls over the top, maybe in frustration, but I like what he's doing. That is a performance that I like. I like that steady 7.5 performance. I think that is what I want to see from him. I want to see that if he's playing in that role. Casemiro, for me, I'll come back to Casemiro as well. Dorgu, I think he's started off well. The ball's not coming down that side, but going back, he's done a couple of good things as well. Going forward, he's a threat. I think he's powerful. I like that performance. In Burmo, again, doing some good stuff, taking corners. He does look a bit unfit. That's not his fault. Cunha, I think, is fantastic. Driving that through the lines. Mount as well, I'll come back to that. So for me, I think the three weak points in the moment at the team are Heaven, Casemiro and Mount. Mount looks fine. Mount is pressing really, really well. Mason Mount is out of position. He's not a number 9. And he's pressing really well. So I think it's difficult. I think it's difficult for him to do anything as a number 9, right? So I'm not disappointed really, but I don't think he's having his best game because he's playing out of position. He's been asked to do a role, which I think he's doing okay. I think he's pressing well. So I think Mason Mount is fine. He's not, I wouldn't give him a higher score, but I think he's fine. Casemiro, for me, there are parts to his game that disappoint me because I just think he looks like he's on a beach. He's sold a couple of passes that I don't like. He is getting forward. He did do a really good tackle at one point, but he feels like, to me, he's a bit all over the place. He doesn't really know, and I don't know if that's on purpose, but he doesn't really know what I think he wants to be. He's not disciplined enough. I don't think he's coming forward, but he does some good passes. His brain is there. You can see it, but I don't think the body is. So, disappointing. It's a typical Casemiro. Heaven, for me, is probably the most disappointing one so far. I don't think he's playing particularly badly, but he looks like he needs. It looks like he looks like he needs a couple of years. I think he's shown his age today. Physically wise, he's fine. He's doing some really good things on the ball. I'm not blown away down that side. think Dorgu and Heaven do work quite well, but I think that Dorgu, Heaven, Mount side is definitely the weaker side. So I'd say I don't think disappointed is the right word for a player. I'm disappointed with the pivot again. I don't like the pivot. We are growing better into the game. I would have been more disappointed in the first 10 to 15 minutes, but I think we're growing into the game. So I think the most disappointing thing for me is I think Heaven's probably been the slightly weaker link for me, but I think it's a toss up between Casemiro and Heaven. I'm not disappointed right now because this is a pre-season friendly game, but Casemiro for me is not it. Maguire, I do know that he needs game time, but again, so it's just it's disappointing. I think from a prospect of other than the front two. Again, we've got signings that have been here, finished 15th from last season, but it is nice to see Mason Mount back. He's looking okay. He's looking fitter than he did at the start. I don't know where he fits in. So yeah, I think it's a better performance. I think if we continued that performance throughout the game, I think that it would have been disappointing all over the pitch. But I'm glad that we've grown into the game. So I think it's Sheska will come in for Mount and Belieber for Casemiro. I still think it's going to take us time to bed in. We should demand with those players a top. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that of what I think with those 4 players, and I'll tell you the reason why potentially that even with those players we should be getting 4th. Why I don't think we will get 4th, and I will come back to that and give you my thoughts on it, and then you can give me your thoughts. Leon looks like he's going to be a quality player, but I can't see him getting much of a chance with Dorgu. True, I don't think Leon should be a starter. I don't think he should. You've got a Delo, Dorgu, and I know they don't play on the same side, so you'd have Leon, Dorgu on that side. Maybe a Delo can play there as well. We've got Ahmad, Mazraoui to come in as well. So Leon for me, I don't think it's going to be a starter. So I'm sniffing. I'm just still recovering from COVID, and I'm sniffing away, and it is annoying as hell. Right. Sheska will come in for Mount. Belieber, Casemiro will be solid. I think Heaven was solid. I wouldn't be starting him against Arsenal. No, Mount stays fit. He needs to build up confidence. Yeah, I think it's difficult to be disappointed. I find it hard to be disappointed at young players. I think Heaven's been fine, but if I was to push and say what am I most disappointed at, I'm not really disappointed at Heaven as such. I just think he's a young guy and he's a young kid, and maybe he's not been as accomplished, but he's still been solid. I mean, it's one of those performances where people have grown into the game, and if this was against Arsenal, and you don't know how Arsenal are going to play, then maybe you'd have a better game. But there's no. We still can't take away that there's been a couple of times when Keane and Zeko and the other kind of wider attacking players have got in behind. Like, for example, the goal, they ghosted in and basically they had a free shot on goal. And there's a couple of times down that side where they played through and they found that gap between the wing back and the centre back, and that's obviously as a because of how we're playing and how high we're playing. So there's still improvements to be made in this team, and I'll come back to what I just said. Superfly guy, if we still have an Nana, you're definitely correct. 4th from bottom. Mason Mount stays fit. He needs to build up confidence. I'm still not convinced on Mason Mount. Still not convinced on him. He's been here for 2 years. I know he's been injured. He needs to do a lot to get back into this team. Now, if he can build on this, and as you say, confidence is there, but I just don't see where he fits into this team. I don't see, other than if somebody gets injured, but I think he needs to play in that number 10 role. But I just don't see where he gets in to this team. Now, to go back to the comment of if we get Belieber, and a goalkeeper, then I think we're solid. Now, if these players were coming into a settled side, and what I mean by that is if we had Euro had been here maybe for another year, so Euro next year will have another year, and if he stays fit, then that'd be great. A Delict, and if we had a team, for example, that finished say 8th or 9th, off the back of a decent season, not a great season, but there is still going to be, it's still going to be the hangover and the PTSD of last season, whereby these players are going to be scared stiff because they don't want to again finish low. The moment that they go behind, or the moment that they potentially lose a game, or they're losing a game, are they going to revert back? Are they going to revert back to type? So I think I'd be more in agreement that if we have these front three players, Sheska comes in, Belieber comes in, and a new keeper comes in. Yes, I agree that we should be finishing in the top 4 or 5. But I still think the squad depth isn't there, and I still think you're still going to have the likes of Euro. Even though he's a great player, but he still was in that team that was 15th. And yes, he is a great player, and he'll be a totally different player this season. But you're still going to have some of these players in there. So we're still not going to have a side around them that are going to be able to get over this as quickly. Now, maybe as a collective and as a team, we put so many good people in there who are winners and want to win, that changes really, really quickly. But then the depth isn't there. So I think it could go one of two ways, but I don't know. Well, the second half has gone quick, and that's kicked off. So Dorgu's back on the ball. I don't know if there's any changes in the team. So there's a substitution. I don't know who it is. Is that Tom? Let's have a look. No, we've come out all with the same team. So for those of you who just joined and want to know, Binder in goal, Euro, Maguire, Heaven, Diallo, Ahmad, Casemiro, Fernandez, Dorgu, Mbermo, Mount, and Cunha. So not the best of starts. Conceded a goal. I think a really sloppy goal after a confusion, and definitely grew into the game. And I think everybody looked much better. So I'm not necessarily enthused compared to some of the previous games, but the Everton game much better. Definitely grown into the game and much better. Chelsea palmed us off of Mount. He's his number 7 shirt is a joke. Personally, I never do business with them again. Garnacho only want to pay him 20 to 30 mil on him, selling him next season to investment. Superfly guy, I fall somewhere on Mason Mount between you and Danny B, for example. There was a player there. I did like the player when he played for Chelsea. He's been injured for 2 years. For me, I'd get him playing this season, get it in and amongst the squad, but I would still sell him. I still want him, unless he has the most amazing season, recovery to his season that I've ever seen, and he becomes the old Mason Mount. Then it gives you that does give you a problem, and that's a good problem to have. But if not, I'd get rid. That's a great touch by Mbermo. Great touch. Again, Keane getting into that space between the wing back and the centre back. Good ball in. And again, slow start. Slow start. slow start, slow start. Caught cold. Really good ball into that gap again. Fiorentina should have scored that. Aiden Heaven again there. Heaven again there. Just getting beat to the jump. Oh. Yeah, they knew he was there. Recurring injury problem made it mugs us. Exactly that. Agreed. So I think for me, as I stand, even if Mason Mount does well, has a good season injury free, I think we sell him next season because we can't take that risk. Well done there. But Mason Mount, talk of the devil. Mason Mount has won that back. Well done, Mount. He switched. This is what I mean about Fernandez. When I give him credit and I start to give him credit, he then starts to do these cross-food. Fernandez is ill-disciplined. He gets frustrated and then he starts to do these Hollywood balls. And this is what he needs to keep this ball down, keep moving the ball around, and Fiorentina come away with the ball. Ranieri now, Fiorentina, it's gone down that wing. Another ball in the box. Casemiro. Beinda with a save. Sorry, Heaven, sorry. That's a good ball. Again, down that Euro, down that. Well done, Heaven there. Really well done. Really well done, Heaven there. Playing down those gaps in between the space, in between the wing back and the centre back. And again, we're coming out, starting out slow again. And we can't afford to do this. How much space there is inside that box? No, I've got to get this throw in the box. United pressing. Go on, Mason Mount. That's great pressing by Mason Mount. That's brilliant by Mason Mount. Brilliant by Mason Mount. Danny B is going to be happy with that. That's really good, Mason Mount. Really good. Really nice. Oh, Fernandez. All that work by Mason Mount. Fantastic. Ahmad again. Cunha, a lovely little ball over the top. I'm sorry. It's a great move. That's a great move. Great move. Fernandez. I really despise it. Right, again, in between the centre back, in between the wing back. Well done, Fernandez. That's good. Mason Mount is coming away with it. Mason Mount's looking decent. Nah. It's that for me. It's that Bruno Fernandes impact on the team. He starts doing these Hollywood balls. He starts doing these things, and he dictates the play. And they're doing these. And that goes into the team. For me anyway. Yeah, so we've gone into that back five, as we've said. Dorgu on the press. Go on, Dorgu. Dorgu on the press. That's much better. Brilliant. That press does work. Well done to Dorgu. Brilliant. Much better. Casemiro. Good ball, Casemiro. Go on, Ahmad. Ahmad. Go on, Casemiro. Nice. There's oh, he's blocked, completely blocked off. Then completely blocked off. Much better, much better. Dorgu, Cunha, Heaven, Maguire. Maguire's so slow. Much better. Now width. Go on, Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Go on, Casemiro. This referee. Unlucky Cunha. And that's. I'm not. I can't say I'm too impressed with that. That's a bit dodgy. He's literally just pushed him off the ball there. I think you can argue that that's a penalty. He's not played the ball whatsoever. He's pushed off the ball. That gets given. I think that's on the cup. That's on the cusp, and I think that possibly gets given. So if you have just joined the lineup: Binder, Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Ahmad, Casemiro, Fernandez, Dorgu, Mbermo, Mount, and Cunha. Go on, Mbermo. Go on, Mbermo. Go on, Mbermo. Go on, Mbermo. That's what we want to see. Unlucky. It's much better now. This pressing is much better. Go on, Ahmad. This is much better. Mbermo. Great ball by Mbermo to Yoro. Heavy touch. This is much better. Much better. Pressing, attacking high. This is exactly what we want to see. So they've come out, settled down again. It's taken them 9-10 minutes to settle down. Fiorentina could have scored again, but they've now started to settle down. This is exactly what we want to see. This is much better. I think Ahmad is an absolute nuisance. Ahmad is a nuisance down that side. I want to see more down the Dorgu side as well. Much better by Mason Mount is pressing. He's doing really well actually, Mason Mount today. Good ball over the top. United all back. Fiorentina look comfortable with this ball, playing around. Come on. They're back. Everyone's back. Mason Mount starts with a press. And Burmo hunting. Casemiro's coming out very high. Pressed them all the way back. So it is quite clear what they're doing with their. So Ahmad now is going to be exposed. There's wing back position. Fiorentina having some joy with this ball. Need to get this press on the guy. That's a great ball over the top. Is he offside? Unlucky. That's a good little move. We're clearly playing this really high line. So world class Mason Mount is looking to come on. Collier is warming up. OB's warming up as well. So if you have just joined, welcome. This is one of the best communities. Don't forget to like, favourite and subscribe. Give us a like. Get your comments in about the game. Get your comments in about Belieber. Get your comments on where you think we are as a club. Let me know where you think we're going to finish this season. If you're watching the game, how you think about the game. Ahmad is coming away with this game. Ahmad here. Fernandez, Casemiro. Cunha with a little shot. Oh, Cunha. Cunha. Unlucky. Well done, Cunha. Great, great, great strike out of absolutely nothing. That's really good work again by Ahmad. Ahmad, I love Ahmad going forward. Love him going forward. Brilliant. Well done to Ahmad. Nice turn by Cunha. He's given a corner. So there's a corner there from some great work. Cunha's little shot there. Brilliant shot. Brilliant. Really good place. So there's a corner. Fernandes is taking this corner. United have grown into this game. What I wanted to see from this game is 1-0 down, how we would respond. And we are responding better. Looking much, much better. So Fernandes on the corner. They've all come into the box. And Burmo's looking to come short. And go straight into the box. Fernandes with the corner. Unlucky. He's gone straight back into the box. Pinball. Done. Nice. Really nice. Really well cleared up. Really nice corner. I'm liking this Fernandes performance. A couple of bits and bobs that frustrate me, but I think Fernandes is having a good performance so far. Disciplined, mostly, but he's always going to have that little maverick edge, that little ill-disciplined to his game, and that's what makes Fernandes who he is. Mason Mount to Ahmad, back to Heaven. Bruno Fernandes, Heaven, Dorgu. I like Dorgu on the ball. Go on, Dorgu. Well played by Dorgu there. So Fiorentina are going to make a change. They're making three changes. I don't know who they are. Bitty. Zeko's going off. So Zeko's going off. I don't know the Fiorentina players. I'll tell you when they come up, when the change is happening. So if you don't know, 62 minutes in, United have had quite a slow start to both halves, but they've then grown into the game. They've got a go from an own goal from a corner. Yoro, I would have given it to him, to be fair. And Burma gets the assist on that one, I think. We've definitely grown into the game. Not a lot of chances. Cunha's just flashed one, so there's not a lot of clear-cut chances, in my opinion. Referees now starting to give free kicks. Really well done. One there by Burma. Really, really good job there. Much, much better. Get the free kick. Well done. Bundled to the ground there. Well done in Burma. Much, much better. 1-1. I think we need to win this game for confidence. We've got Arsenal next week. I do think we need to be winning this game for confidence. Nice little ball to the wing there. Good ball in by Ahmad. Great ball here. Oh, unlucky. Great ball in. Casemiro, Heaven, and unlucky. Great ball. Great crossing. Great by Ahmad. Flicked on. Great. Really, really good. Could have been a goal. Unlucky. Much, much better. Oh, Aiden Heaven. Offside. It's going to be tight, that one. Going to be tight. Very, 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 very tight on that one. Eden Heaven there. It's not offside. Not offside. Nice press in there by Ahmad. Oh, Cunha, sorry. Again, that press, just forcing the opposition to do something. Euro. Fernandez. Oh, the referees let that go again. Fiorentina have the ball. Great ball into the box. Nice put into... Oh, no danger there. No danger. This referee is letting a lot of stuff go. Letting a lot of stuff go. He's been very inconsistent. But good ball into the box. Fiorentina just well over the top. Chip places, we need that second goal. Agreed. I think we do need that second goal, and we do need it. I think we need a win. I think we need a win to give us confidence. This is a friendly game, but we still need confidence. We're looking flat again. I don't know whether it's tiredness again, but we are looking a little bit flat again. We need a little spark in this game. We need a spark in this game. I think Mbemo looks like now he's playing as number 9 and Mason Mount is in at number 10. That's unlucky. Ahmad is so good. I love Ahmad. Go on, Ahmad. Great ball. Go on, Mbemo. Oh, unlucky. Yeah. Ahmad is... I love Ahmad. I love him going forward so much. Go on, Maguire. Have a shot, son. Oh, Maguire. I love it. Harry Maguire. Messi Maguire. All over it. Son. All over it. I love it. All over it. Absolute banger of a shot as well. Go on, Mount. Oh, Maguire. I love it. Absolutely love it. Go on, Dorgu. Good ball to feet Fernandez there. Unlucky. Oh, Harry Maguire. Oh, Harry Maguire. Legend. Absolute brilliant. I love it. Oh, Maguire. Absolute quality. I love it. Brilliant. Love it. You're done, Maguire. Okay, we need this second goal. Well done, Fernandez. Heavy touch by Cunha. Heavy touch, but we've got the ball back. Cunha to heaven. It's a quick throw in. Back to Cunha. Nice, Fernandez. Good touch. Euro. You're not setting them back into the game, getting back into the game. If you have just joined, a little bit of a slow start to the second half, 10 minutes in, and now they're looking better again. They seem to have got their second stride. Go on, Cunha. I love how Cunha brings his ball forward. That's fantastic. Unlucky. He's offside. Moise Kean offside. Yeah, I love how Cunha brings that ball forward. We need to tighten up our passing. I do think we need to. It's going to take a little bit of time for this team to gel, to know where players run and the distance between each other. We can't have this slow starting game. But they've grown it into the half again. Dorgu, Cunha. Go on in, Burmo. Brilliant. Good pressing. No, Fernandez. Moise Kean has got this ball behind. Good ball. Oof. Unlucky. That could have been interesting then. Got the ball. And again, for those of you who are not a fan of this back three, back five, a world-class striker then would have been clean through on goal. Fernandes did do well to recover, but if you're playing against a drilled, well-oiled team, that could be an issue there. So, and it's time, and it is time and time again. And it's that ball between the wing back and the centre back, and this is I guess because we're playing a high line, this is exactly whereby we're going to get caught out against really quick teams. Maguire went for a Messi. I love that by Maguire. You can say what you like about Maguire, but love it. Go on, Maguire. So is it a little bit of a drinks break if you have just joined? Binder in goal, Yoro, Maguire, Heaven, Ahmad, Casemiro, Fernandes, Dorgu, Mbermo, Mount, Cunha. None of them have changed yet. I think we're going to be looking at subs fairly soon, I think. I think the team has played reasonably well, going 1-0 down in the 8th minute, coming back, scoring in the 25th minute. Since then, mostly good stuff. Again, what is abundantly obvious is that goal threat. Even though we've got these goals in the team now with Mbermo, Cunha, whether we like it or not, it is pre-season. Whether we like it or not, we still have this pretty much the same players that finished 15th last season, and we're still not seeing an overly goal threat on here. So Delo's coming on, Luke Shaw's coming on, Mainoo's coming on. Mainoo's coming on. Heaven's off. Delict's coming on. Mainoo's coming on. Delo's coming on. Luke Shaw's coming on. I'd love to know people's opinions on Luke Shaw. I am just, for me, he's not it. Anyone impressed from Fiorentina? I think that Moise Kean looks pretty decent. Goossens look pretty decent. Who else looks decent? I think so Dodo looks decent. Kean, I think Kean looks like the one, which is nice to see him actually play well. Goossens looks good, obviously. Other than that, nothing really scary, to be honest with you. Delo comes on for Mbermo. I think Mbermo's done really well today. Not blown away. He still looks like he needs a couple of weeks. Delo, I think Ahmed's going to come in as a number 10. Delo's coming in on that side as a defensive wing back. Luke Shaw's come on. He's playing the back five. I don't know what anyone else thinks about Luke Shaw playing, but Luke Shaw is just not for me. He's not for me. He's not for me. Not for me. So let's see. It's up to the second half team. So this is where we're going to see the depth in the team. And this team now needs to go on and win the game. This team needs to go on and win this game, as far as I'm concerned. We got Mason Mount still playing. Mason Mount still on. Mason Mount still playing. Go on, Dorgu. Mainoo's on. So those of you who want to see Mainoo, he's on the pitch. The United commentators are I'm sorry, but they I know they have to be positive about these players, but they clearly see something different to me, which is fine, which is to be expected. So forward now to Cunha. Great ball, Fernandez. Oh, good tackle by the Fiorentina defender. He needs to be more. Oh, great by Cunha. Luke Shaw. Fernandez should have just made his decision early. So Delict, Fernandez, really good by Cunha there. Great by Cunha. Ahmad to Dialad. Go on, Ahmad. Delo, Ahmad. Mainu. Heaven. Sorry. Euro. Heaven's off. Euro. Ahmad. Fernandez. Good little ball. Go on, Cunha, Unlucky. Just can't bring it on. Come on, guys. They're trying to press. They're trying to press for this winner. Great ball. Go on, Dorgu. There's nobody there. Come on, Cunha. Dorgu. That's a great ball. Go on, Dorgu. Great ball. Ahmad's just gone in, hurt himself. Need to press to get this ball back. It's just no cutting edge again. There's just no cutting edge up front to stick that ball in the back of the net. So it's a great play. Outside the box play, fantastic play, but there's no striker. Hoyland's not come on. Hoyland for me is off on his holidays. He's gone. Absolutely gone. A good striker would be making that run into the box. Manu's on the ball to Luke Shaw, to world-class Luke Shaw. Mason Mount. Go on, Mason Mount. Brilliant by Mason Mount. Well done. Go on, Mason Mount. Well done, Mason Mount there. Bayindir. We need to try and win this ball. I much prefer Ahmed in at number 10. He's not physical enough. Sorry. Oh, he's not physical enough for that position, for that wing back position. 77 minutes gone. If this is next week, 77 minutes, then we've got to find a way to win. 13 minutes to go. Less than 13 minutes to go. So what we will see now, and I do think this, is at fitness as well. So we do need to start to win in these games. We can't be drawing these games. We need to come on now. We need to find a way to win this game. So those of you who've just joined, we've got Bayindir in goal, Yoru's playing, Ahmad, Fernandez, Dorgu, Mount, Cunha, Delo, Delict, Shaw, and Mainu. That's well played there. No, that's not bad on that right-hand side. Mainu. Nice switch by Mainu there. Luke Shaw. Mason Mount. Go on, Dorgu. I like that. Go on, Dorgu. That's brilliant. Oh, come on. Dorgu was clean through. That is out of order. Nah. That's really well done there by Dorgu. The Premier League, that doesn't get given. Go on. Go on, Mason Mount. Nice. That's brilliant. Go on, Fernandez. Go on, someone get it in. Oh, Cunha. Cunha, how did that not go in? That's much better. Much, much better. Much, much better. That's really good play there. Mason Mount's done excellent in that box to retain that ball, keep that ball. Back to Fernandez. Back to Mason Mount. That's lovely. I have to say, Mason Mount, very impressed with him today. This is more than Mason Mount that I want to see. This is much better today. Much, much better there by Mason Mount. I really like him today. Really like Mason Mount today. Really like that by Mason Mount today. Fernandez in the box. Bit long, bit long. Go on, go on. Oh. Lenny Yoro. Well done. Well done. That's much better. Cunha. Oh. Unlucky. Anywhere else but there. Anywhere else but there. Go on, Dorgu. Great ball. This is much better now. This is us trying to win the game. This is what we need. Much, much better. That's it. Come on. Manu. Really well done by Manu there. Playing in that number 6 defensive role. Fernandez. Good ball over the top to Yoro. Nice switch. A little bit off balance there. Great tackle by Yoro. Great tackle by Yoro there. Really, really good tackle. Fiorentina are making changes again. This is much, much better. Much, much better. Everything I'm asking for, we're trying to win the game. We need to win this game. I really think for confidence, we need to win this game. Much, much better by United. Much, much better. Amarin does not look happy with this at all. Amarin does not look happy right now. He does not look happy. Ugarte's coming on, so we're going to have a sub. So Mason Mount is coming off. I think Mason Mount's done really well today. Really impressed. I like his display today. Mason Mount's done really well to that. It's really, really, really well done. I think he's worked extremely well today. Mason Mount. He's pressed really well. He's not injured, which is always a good thing. So really, really happy with Mason Mount today. Well done. Done delight. Go on, Manu. Go on, delete. One of the things that I don't like, one of the things that has definitely proved to me that we need, and we definitely need a striker. I think that's key. I don't think this experiment is gonna necessarily work. We've created chances, but we just haven't got anybody to put that ball in the back of the net, and that's and you know, I guess you can have your opinion on that, but for me, 5 shots on target, and again we're struggling to put the ball in the back of the net. The commentators are obviously trying to put a positive spin on it, which it's their job to do, but I'm not a fan of it at all. Ugarte to Euro. Well done. Go on, Keane. Oh, unlucky Keane. Unlucky Keane. We needed to get him there. Should have got him there. Should have got Keane. Should have got him. He's offside, but should have got him. Come on, we should have got Keane there. Should have got Keane there. Yeah. De Gea's coming off. Go on. Go on, De Gea. He's going to get that applause that he should have had in the first place. So, really happy for him. He deserved that. He really did deserve that. Well done, De Gea. He's come off. I'm pleased that he's had this. I think this is I'm pleased that he's had this. Well done, De Gea. Go on, Ahmad. We should never have got rid of Onana. Should never have got Onana. I was never a fan of that. There's so many people now who are trying to abstain themselves from that calamity, and I think some people in our fan base need to own that mistake. I'm not saying that he was the best. I'm not saying he shouldn't have gone, but this Old Trafford crowd's really quiet. Go on, Ugarte. Go on, Euro. Come on. We need to fashion. Come on, guys. Delay. Go on, Ahmad. In the box. Come on. Oh, slip through. Oh. Well done, De Ligt. Well done to De Ligt. That was reaction-wise. He's done. Well done, De Ligt again. De Ligt again. He's so. I like him. I like him a lot, De Ligt. And that is the end of the game. So I'd love to know what you thought of that game. I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't win, to be honest with you. I would have liked to have seen that. I think what is abundantly clear for me, and again, please get into the chat on this one, is that again, there's this. I think there's this aversion to scoring goals. Obviously, it's not on purpose, and you know you can't. Even though we've got Cunha, I would have liked to have seen Cunha maybe score in these couple of games. I know it's pre-season and I know it's really a difficult thing to do. But I think what is obvious is that we do need a striker. We've now got a striker. And so I'd love to know what you think about the game. I am going to... We can stay in here for a little bit. We can talk about this. So 1-1, 1-1 in this game. Get into the chat. Let me know what you think about the game. Let me know. We've got Arsenal next season. We can kind of start to think about this as well. What we think on this one. It's a little bit of a mixed bag for me. I think this is a really mixed bag for me. I think what I'll do is I'll start another stream. We can discuss the match, what we think about it, give a match reaction on this. I'm going to say thank you for those who have joined in. Thank you those who have been here. I will jump back on again. I'll put another stream up and we can now start to talk about this game. So I think another not a disappointing performance. I think the signs are there, but I think we need to temper what we think we are at the moment with this team. I think it's quite obvious that we do need some signings. So I'll put a match reaction up. We can go over there, talk about that. So I'll see you very soon. Thank you those who've watched. It does mean a lot to the channel. And I'll see you very soon. See you in about 5-10 minutes. And thank you for those who watched. It does mean a lot, and for getting in the chat. I'll see you guys very soon. Come and join me in the match reaction. Take care, and I'll see you guys very